I will introduce myself. I'm Gabby. Hi.
Dr. Bamigoye.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. I am the host today, and well, it is time to start. Um, this will be recorded and uploaded later to our H Network social media, especially at our YouTube channel. So don't worry if now we don't have like a lot of people here in the Zoom. Our girls, our STEM girls, would watch this video in our social media. Okay, and now it is time to start. Let me introduce you all our episode 37. We are very happy and glad to have you here today. And well, as every talk show, we will start reading our brief introduction. And here it is. Women, as we know, are no less than any men in any field. Over time, we have seen several examples of women excelling in various STEM fields and serving the society for the larger cause. We at the STEM Girls Initiative aims to groom girls with the same kind of inspiration and see that hard to excel in STEM fields and do their best. This talk show is the platform from the women in STEM to talk to the girls aspiring to excel in it. We are sure that after hearing from our guests, all the audience will be inspired to reach the stars. During this talk show, we will be conversing with a woman in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. A woman who has made her mark and now graciously taking the time to tell us about her journey and share with us her wisdom. And now it is time to introduce you our guest. Thank you so much, Dr. Fumilayo Bamikboye. I hope I am spelling well your name. We are very happy and glad to have you here today.
I'm happy to be here too.
Thank you. And now I will read a brief introduction about our guest. And Dr. Fumilayo Bamigboye is an animal scientist. She is an associate professor and head of Department of Agricultural Science, Afe Babalola University, Nigeria. She is the pioneer and president of Organization for Women in Science for the Developing World, Untitled Chapter. Fumilayo Bamikboye is a registered member of some professional bodies at national and international levels. Nigerian Institute of Animal Science, Animal Science Association of Nigeria, Organization for Women in Science for Developing World, Trieste, Italy, International Society for Development and Sustainability, Japan, and others. She is a livestock consultant to her graduated and undergraduate students, personal farms, and other farms. She is into mentoring and monitoring of female students with low cumulative grade points for better performance and results abound. Dr. Bamikboye has won some awards to her credit. Award to the best graduating student in the Department of Animal Production, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ogun State, University of Ibadan, Postgraduate School Local Conference Grant awarded to postgrad students to attend conference. First, Asan Nias Conference held at Abuja Travel Grant to attend the IFIP conference at Poznan University of Technology, Poland, among others. And well, again, thank you so much, Doctor, for being here. And if you are ready, we can start with the questions.
What
Perfect.
did you just?
If you are ready, we can start with the questions. Are you ready to start? Are you ready, Doctor? Perfect. Thank you so much. And well, I have here the list of questions. And well, the first question is, what is your field of study and what got you interested in it? Who introduced you to this field of STEM?
Get you well. I'm sorry.
Ah, sorry. Do you want to share your screen or something? Oh, I can't hear you. What? Sorry.
Did you hear me now?
Okay. I will read again the question. It's okay? Um, I will read again the question.
Yes, I want you to repeat the question.
Okay, okay. The first question is, what is your field of study and what got you interested in it? Who introduced you to this field of STEM?
What did I study? Am I right?
Yes.
Am I
Uh,
right?
what is your field of study?
Well, I studied animal science. Did you hear that?
Yes.
I'm an animal scientist. Can you get me?
Yes. We want you to explain what is your field and what got you interested in it.
Well, I studied animal science. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I studied animal science. And the reason why I came into science was that when I was growing up, my mom encouraged me about, going in for sciences. She told me about pharmacy because I loved chemistry. I'm really very good at chemistry. So she encouraged me to go for pharmacy. But eventually, one day she just called me and she was like, she prayed and that God asked her to tell me about agriculture. Meanwhile, before then, there was a day I was traveling. So I got to a particular place, uh, an hectare, a lot of space that is being cropped. They were planting on the land. So when I looked at it, I was thrilled. I was like, wow, this is, food for men. So that was what, prompted me in a way that caught my attention into agriculture. Meanwhile, at home, we used to keep some animals. So most times I love tendering the animal. I attend to them, I looked at them and make sure they are, you know, okay in terms of feed, in terms of their health and stuffs like that. So when my mom now talked to me about agriculture, I was like, wow, that I'll be okay with animal science. That I want to see what exactly I'm doing. I want to not just like going for agroeconomics, I will just be calculating and stuff like that. But I preferred something tangible, something I'll be able to see, I'll be able to touch, and all that. That was what prompted me into going in for animal science.
Thank you so much. That's very interesting.
Thank
and,
you.
and now the next question is, tell us the difficult situations you have to overcome in pursuing a career in STEM as a woman in the field of animal science.
Okay. I will start with even before I got into the profession itself. When I was in secondary school, I remembered there was a time that I collected my results and I saw 33% for my chemistry. I cried that day. I was like, what got me this? because I know that chemistry is my best subject. So I was discouraged in a way that how will I be in science and my chemistry will not be okay? 33%. I was not happy. So that day I was discouraged, but somehow I just tried to encourage myself and I started again. And eventually, when we wrote our YF, I had a distinction in chemistry. So, that got me encouraged that, well, I'm on the right track. Well, when I started as an undergraduate, my first year, it was a very bad one because um, my first semester and second semester cumulative CGPA was at a third class. It was a very bad one. But when I saw it, I was like, but this course is what I've come for. And I know that it's what God wanted me to do. So, and I prayed about it. I prayed. And do you know what I received? God told me that though my beginning was so small, that my latter end shall greatly increase. So that was what I got, and I held on to it, and I started, working, praying, working, and eventually, when I will finish my first degree, I finished as the best student in my department, despite the fact that my beginning was very woeful. So at least I was able to scale, that hurdle. Then when I was into my masters, um, you know, I had some issues with finances. There was a time I had to travel home to get some funds and then some foodstuff. So while my mom was like, she does not have so much with her that we had to travel to go collect money from a particular place. So on our way going, that was how I had an accident, and my my right arm got broken. So I had to I was taken to the hospital. They had to put POP on my hand. So after a week, I had to go back to school because we were about writing our first semester exam when this accident occurred. So when I got to the department, the then HOD told me that you have to defer your exam. I said, no, sir, I will write with this POP hand. He was like, how will you do it? I said, don't worry, God will help me. Just give me more than the normal time given to everybody, maybe like 30 minutes thereabout, that by God's grace, I will be able to write the exam. And I wrote the exam by God's power, not by my power. And do you know that by God's grace, I was able to pass? Not just pass, I had PhD um, grade, because there's what we call PhD grade. If you have a PhD grade, that means you can proceed to PhD. That's, you can go further and start your PhD direct. So that I was able to cross the hurdle again. It was not easy. The time I was writing the exam with the POP in my hand, many times I would be feeling very hot because of the stress I was you know going through. But eventually the hurdle was crossed. Then again, when I started my PhD, There was a time I was pregnant. I was married already by the time I was, into the PhD. So I was carrying pregnancy, and I had to, go through the rigors of making my research what it ought to be. But eventually I was able to, to pull through, and I graduated from the PhD class. So those were some of the, issues I went through, you know, pursuing this career.
Thank you so much for sharing. It is very, I am very motivated right now because it is very like inspiring. See how you continue even all the obstacles that you have.
Yes, I had to continue. I had it is because I had passion for this particular course. I had passion, and then I tried to focus on getting my at my goal. For me to achieve it, it was not easy, but I was determined. I had a made up mind that this is what I want in life, and I went for it, and God helped me.
Thank you so much. And yes, we need a lot of focus and passion. And now,
Yes.
as we know, the percentage of women in STEM careers is very low in the field. When you were a student, did you feel any peer pressure, especially because you're a woman?
Well, when I was going through it, I did not really look at it that, because I'm a woman, that it's not, a field that I ought to be. No, because from the scratch, I've known that this is what I want to be. So I was not intimidated by anybody. I was focused, and I targeted what I wanted, and I went for it. So I never felt, you know, anyhow about it that we have so much men, we have so much of them coming for the course. And so there was some other ladies too. So I was really, coping well.
Thank you so much. And now, how can we increase girls and women's participation in STEM?
Well, for us to, create awareness, then to make the girl child to have more interest in science-based courses, there must be, what I can call catch them young. Catch them young in the sense that we have to uh, make a deliberate action in reaching out to teachers, because it is the teachers that are really so much in charge of these students. They are the ones that will encourage them. Okay, you go for this, you go for that. Especially the counselors, they are really the ones that help these students to make up their mind about what they want to become in life. Then another thing is awareness from home. Like I just shared my own experience. My mother was the first person to talk to me, I can say about science, because she is a scientist. She is a nurse. So she wanted me to actually be in the medical line. although I did not go for that, but at least I'm in science. So we can also address it from the home front. I said from the school, that's the teachers that has contact with the students, with the students, and as well from home, the mothers, they have to be involved in this catch them young. So we have to go to the grassroots, to the base, in order to get hold of these children and to key them into sciences and to make them to realize that science is not something that is unreasonable or something that they cannot go into, that is just for men. No, it is not just for men, it is for both sexes. It is actually for all. As it were.
Thank you so much. And
Welcome.
now that we know like more options to get more girls involved in STEM, is there any scholarship or another opportunity for girls and women that are pursuing a career in STEM?
Yes, there are lots of scholarships, fellowships, and awards, that are being offered to women in science. And this is, you know, this is done in order to encourage uh, the girl child and women to embrace sciences, because in the recent times you will find out that many many girl child prefer to go for social sciences, arts, and others rather than sciences, especially in the field of engineering, in the field of some of agric, especially talking about crop production. Most times you find scholarships in crop production and also some in animal science for women, like this OWSD, that's Organization for Women in Science. They also have some scholarship and some 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 of these awards, fellowships that they give to women that are into agriculture and into all other sciences too.
Thank
And
you so much.
we also have some international bodies too that are into you know all these awards, fellowship, and scholarship.
Perfect. Hope everybody took some notes because this is an information that is very valuable. And now, what jobs and career opportunities are there for girls who want to study something relating to your field? And how can girls start getting involved in your field?
Well, we have so many opportunities when uh, when we study science. Well, for I start with myself. Now I'm a scientist. I I am a researcher. I also lecture. So there is opportunity for whoever comes into this course to be a researcher who can work in research institutes. Then you can also work as a lecturer. Aside that, you can also own your own farm, which is always very good. it encourages food security. So anytime, any day, you have something on your table. So apart from this, we have consult services. So you can be a consultant to farms. Then there are value chain addition that can that an animal scientist can also key into. You can also you can actually look into adding value to whatever is being produced on the farm. So you turn it out into a processed material, which is which can actually be purchased by people that need those things. Then aside this, you can set up a feed mill, or you can work in somebody's feed mill as an animal scientist, because the feed is being produced for animals. So you have access to, you know, giving the feed to formulating feed for various types of animals. Then you can also work in ministries of agriculture and so many other places. You can teach as a teacher, an agricultural science teacher, and the list is, endless. So you have so many places that you can actually key into.
Thank you so much. And now, a very important question. Uh, what will you consider to be your greatest achievement over the years till date? Till date, sorry.
Okay. Well, what I'm happy to say I've achieved over the years that I've been into teaching and lecturing is I've been able to mentor some female students who have been having issues with their CGPA. CGPA, that's their cumulative grade points. So they've been having issues. It's been, very low CGPA, and it's like some of them could have dropped out of school. But I just came in touch with them somehow, maybe through their parents, maybe through another colleague. They just hand them over to me. Please help to mentor this person. And through God's help, I've taken them over as my own and mentored them, and eventually some of them have graduated already with good grades. Some are still in school and they are still under my mentorship by God's grace. So it's been my joy, seeing them do well in life. And these are girls, so they are my joy. Then secondly, um, I've been able to establish animal farm, which is students' farm on campus. That's in Abubakar University, which is under my watch. So I've been growing the farm, both animal and crop farm. So that is also another achievement that I'm really happy that I've been able to, work with. So those are some of the things I can just pinpoint.
Thank you so much and congratulations. That's very interesting.
Thank you.
And a question a little bit like related is With ongoing changes in the industry, how do you keep your knowledge current?
I hear that.
Sorry, what?
What did you just say?
With the ongoing changes in the industry, how do you keep your knowledge current?
Okay, yes. With the ongoing changes, how I keep myself refreshed in terms of knowledge is that most times I go for conferences because that is my own classroom too, where I go to learn. I go for conferences, both international and local. So I try to blend, the international with the local trends. So things that are trending, I try to see how we can actually, bring in our local store to, to blend the knowledge together and to see what we can get out of it. For example, I learned about this IoT, that's Internet of Things. So I started working on Internet of Things in agriculture. So that is my baby for now that I'm nursing. I'm presently have published some papers even in that line. You know. So those are some of the things I've just been doing that I've learned, in going around getting information and the likes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the next question. During the series of your researches, was there a link discovered since the outbreak in the COVID-19? And how does your field of study contribute to solving today's world problems?
Sorry, I did not get that.
How does your field of study contribute to solving today's world problems?
Okay. COVID-19 came as a shock, a very ruthless one, and it was a bad one. It cut across everyone and every profession, as it were. But um, trying to, adapt to the new normal, as we call it now, because it's actually the new normal. As much as possible on the farm. Of course, part of biosecurity is that we don't allow, visitors into the farm so that they don't introduce diseases and other issues when they get into the farm. So the biosecurity becomes tight, more tight as it were, so that this COVID-19 does not affect either the animal or the farm workers that are working on the farm. So as much as possible, the animals are not allowed, to go beyond their the restricted area so that they don't come down with any of these issues. So they are in a way guided and safeguarded too, as well as the farm workers too. Then other protocols of COVID-19 are adhered to on the farm. So those are some of the ways that we try to put in place to make sure that animals around, you know, they are safe, as it were. And as such, I'm also um, a consultant to Akebabalola University Farm. That's the piggeries unit especially. So there we also put in place all these the measures so that we don't expose the animals and humans to COVID-19. And we make recommendations to the farm too.
Thank you so much. And now, our last question, and one of the most important, is what advice would you have liked to have been given when starting your STEM studies?
What
What advice would you have liked to have been given when you started your STEM studies?
did not get you? I'm sorry.
I will write it in the chat box.
Okay,
But
okay.
the question is, what advice would you have liked to have been given when starting your STEM studies?
What advice would I give to to someone studying STEM? Is that it?
What advice would you have liked to have been given when you started studying animal science?
Okay, what advice would I have loved to have been given
Yes,
when I was studying animal science?
yes.
Okay, okay, okay. I got it. Well, what advice? Well, I would have loved that um, people make me to realize that I could have actually started a farm with very small amount of money and from a very small place to grow it into a very big farm. Do you know why I said this? The reason is over time, okay, before I went for animal science, my dream had been to be a farmer. That's an animal farm, to have a big animal farm. But what I did not, realize on time was that I could have started in a small way and I would just be growing the farm little by little at a very tender age. I would have gone far, in building the farm. Although I am trying to do something now, but I would have gone far, assuming I have started earlier to build little by little, because a drop of water, many drops makes a mighty ocean. That is what they say. So assuming I had started very early in life, I would have gone very far. So the advice I would have loved, I was given earlier would have been, you can start whatever you want to do in a small way, and then you start very early to grow it and grow it until it's big and becomes very big. So that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. We are very happy to have you here, Doctor. We learned a lot about you, and I hope that There are more girls motivated in studying animal science.
Yeah. I would love to have some of them as my mentees.
Yes, maybe if you want, you can join us at our mentoring program. You can send us a message and then we can keep in contact for that.
There's no problem about that. I'll join you by those please.
Thank you so much. And well, I don't know if there is any question, but thank you again. I don't know if you want to make a conclusion, say something to end with the talk show.
Okay. I have this to say as we conclude. There is always a God factor in whatever we do. Wherever we go, wherever we attain in life, whatever we become in life, there is always a God factor. That is what I just want to say. Because all my life, all the steps I take, I can see that when I, ask God to come into my show, I have seen that it has always been successful. And whenever I ask for guidance, what do I do? I have seen that God has always led me right. So He will always lead us right when we ask Him. So I want us to always remember God in whatever we do. So God factor, that is my conclusion.
Thank you so much. And well, thank you again. I don't know if you want to say something, Tina.
What did you say?
There is Tina. I don't know if she wants to say something.
Okay.
Hi, Tina. Well,
Hi, Gabby. Thank you
hi.
very much, Dr. Fumilayo.
Good afternoon, madam.
Thank you, Ma. Good afternoon, and thank you for honoring our invitation.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Perfect. So we want to see you again, doctor, at our mentoring program. Um, Now it's the start of the end of the talk show. Here is a quote that we put at every talk show just to inspire some girls and says, the word female when inserted in front of something is always with a note of surprise. Female COO, female pilot, female surgeon, as if the gender implies surprise. One day, there won't be female leaders, they will just be leaders by Sheryl Sandberg. And well, this show is hosted by African Girls Empowerment Network or H Network. Here are some of the focus areas, and with this talk show, we are in the focus area of girls education with the STEM Girls Initiative. And here's our mission, that is to inspire, connect, and answer the questions of the girls so we can like promote a better place in our world. How can you get involved? You can be a STEM girl, that is the girl who participates in our programs, like for example, this talk show or our Zoomies or our mentoring program. You can also become a mentor volunteer. You can mentor a girl, you can assist in organizing a STEM workshop or summit, and you can help us lead our STEM Girls Talk Show. You can also be a partner friend, organize a school club in your school, air our talk show in the radio TV station, authorize sharing or using of your intellectual or physical properties, such as books, apps, even home, or for STEM Girls program. You can also become a donor. You can donate for STEM Girls Summit, STEM Girls Talk Show, STEM Girls Awards, STEM Girls School Club. And for last, you can also become a STEM Girls ambassador. You can represent us in public with partner and friends and convey with a positive message about the different programs that we do here at Edge Network. For this, we have different like things. We have shirts. We have different um, things you can buy, and you can represent us with our logo. And for last, here is our social media. You can send us a message if you want to join us or if you have any questions. And well, thank you so much everyone for being here. See you next time and thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you too.
Hope you have a beautiful day today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much. We learned a lot today and nice to meet you, doctor. And well, bye. See you next time.
Bye.